Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Jake Lockett sneakily returns to social media after being axed from Chicago Fire. Jake Lockett will always hold a special place in the hearts of Chicago Fire fans. The actor came in during a transitional period in the show and managed to liven things up as unpredictable firefighter Sam Carver. He lit up the screen for 3 seasons, but NBC confirmed that the actor will not return for the show's 14th season, which is still pending. It's been difficult to process for fans, especially because Lockett's exit has been paired with that of another beloved Chicago Fire actor, Daniel Craig. Both men will be gone within a few episodes, and the response from cast and crew has been interestingly muted. Lockett, for example, has not posted a thing on Instagram. He did, however, resurface on his girlfriend's Instagram account mere days after his exit was confirmed. Lockett's girlfriend, Dominique Domingo, posted a photo of them sitting together in celebration of her birthday. Lockett can be seen smiling and looking at Domingo as she gets ready to blow out the candles on her cake. Just Jared reported that the photo was taken at the Blue Paradox Sustainable Fashion Show, which took place on April 22 at the Griffin Museum of Science and Industry. Where's the museum located? Chicago, of course. The event was held in celebration of Earth Day and was reportedly attended by several actors from the One Chicago franchise. In addition to Lockett and his girlfriend, Chicago PD stars Benjamin Levy Aguilar, Toya Turner, and Marina Squarciati appeared, as did Lockett's Chicago Fire co-star, Hanako Greensmith. Even former One Chicago stars like Nick Gelfus dropped by. This is evident in Domingo's Instagram post, which features a playful comment from Squarciati. "Pales in comparison to mine," she wrote, humorously referring to birthday celebrations. "Pales." Lockett's appearance, coupled with the involvement of other One Chicago actors, suggest that there's still very much a communal bond, despite the fact the actor is on the cusp of leaving. Lockett hasn't addressed his character's exit yet, nor has he spoken on what will become of Carver by the end of season 13. This has been a direct contrast to Daniel Craig, who took to Instagram right after the exit announcements were made and issued a statement. "I'll miss this character, and it's time to move on," Craig wrote. The actor was brief in his remarks, but he made a point of showing love to all those he worked with, and all those who have supported his turn as Ritter over the last 7 seasons. "Thank you to the cast, crew, and the awesome fans," he added. It had been months since Jake Lockett had been unceremoniously written off Chicago Fire, his exit barely making a ripple in the world of Chicago's brave firefighters. He'd always been a quiet presence on set, overshadowed by the larger-than-life personalities of stars like Taylor Kinney, Monica Raymond, and Jesse Spencer. Yet, in his own way, Jake had carved out a place for himself in the hearts of fire fans with his portrayal of the lovable yet often misunderstood firefighter, Blake Gallo. But when the call came, the one that told him his character was being written off the show, it had stung. Not because Jake wasn't expecting it. The winds of change had swept through Chicago Fire, and even veteran cast members had found themselves on the chopping block. No, it stung because he knew his potential, the chemistry he shared with his fellow actors, and the relationships his character could have explored, especially with characters like Sylvie Brett, Cara Kilmer, who was both a co-worker and a potential love interest. But now, none of that mattered. His time on the show was over, just like that. Still, Jake Lockett wasn't the type to wallow in defeat. He was too savvy, too aware of the ebb and flow of Hollywood. He knew one door closing could lead to another opening. But first, he had to regain control over the narrative. It was late one evening, after a long day of reflecting on his exit, that Jake realized something. He'd been silent for far too long. His social media accounts, once filled with behind-the-scenes snapshots, candid moments, and fans' messages, had been eerily quiet since the end of his Chicago Fire tenure. At first, the silence had been deliberate. He had needed time to process the unexpected turn his career had taken. But now he could feel the weight of the world on his shoulders, the curiosity of fans, and the whispers in the industry. Jake wasn't one to sit idly by while the world moved on without him. He opened his phone and with a quiet sigh, he scrolled to his Instagram. The last post he made was a goodbye message to his Chicago Fire family, a heartfelt thank you for the opportunity, for the lessons, and for the friendships. It had been respectful, professional. The comments that followed had been mostly supportive, with fans saying how much they'd miss him. But beneath the surface, there were cracks. Many fans felt betrayed, confused. "Where's Gallo?" they'd pleaded in the comments, their longing for closure palpable. Jake knew there was no way he could just drop back into the public eye with a simple post, so he got an idea, a subtle, sneaky re-entry. The first step was a simple one. He updated his profile picture. It had been months since anyone had seen his face in their feed, and Jake knew the moment that photo popped up, his followers would start talking. He chose a candid shot, taken during the filming of his last episode of Chicago Fire. He was mid-laugh. A genuine, easy smile on his face, his eyes sparkling with the energy he poured into Gallo. His fans had always loved that about him, his ability to make them feel like they knew him, to make them believe in his character. The caption was short, nothing too revealing. Just, "Life keeps moving, doesn't it? #grateful, #next chapter." It wasn't an announcement, and it wasn't a bombshell. It was a simple acknowledgement, yet the comments flooded in almost instantly. "Is this a hint about a return to TV? Gallo isn't dead, right? Please tell us he's coming back to Chicago Fire. I miss you so much, Jake. What's next?" Jake smiled, enjoying the chaos just a little bit. He knew how to keep them guessing. This wasn't just a post, it was a delicate dance with the fans, a game of what happens next. The next move came days later. Jake posted a photo of himself in a dark, cozy bar, looking slightly mysterious in a leather jacket, a drink in hand. The caption read, "Sometimes the best way forward is to sit in the shadows for a bit. #ToKingIdolin." Fans immediately latched on to the ambiguity, speculating wildly. Was he teasing a new project? Had he been offered something major? Was this a sign of a comeback? The speculation went wild, and Jake let it simmer for a while. It felt good to be back in control of his narrative, even if just a little bit. But Jake wasn't finished. The next day, he followed up with a cryptic message on Twitter. He tweeted, "There are always twists in the plot, stay tuned." It was a classic move in Hollywood, the art of creating buzz without saying anything concrete. In a world where people were constantly searching for the next piece of information, Jake knew how to play the game. Days passed, and the media picked up on his subtle return. Entertainment websites began writing articles about his social media activity, all asking the same question: is Jake Lockett teasing a new project? Jake didn't rush to confirm or deny anything. Instead, he took his time, enjoying the attention but remaining just out of reach. He knew how to create intrigue, how to keep people coming back, and eventually, after weeks of speculation, the next post would come, this time with a bit more substance. The post was a picture of a script. It was a bit too blurred to make out, but the edges were clear enough to show it was a script for something new. The caption read, "New beginnings take time, and sometimes the right opportunity just needs a little patience. #onwards. This time the comments flooded in faster than ever. Fans were practically screaming through their keyboards, piecing together theories. The script was from a new project, but what was it? Was it a guest role in another show? Was he the lead in something new? A new chapter, perhaps? Jake knew exactly what he was doing. He wasn't just returning to social media, he was crafting an image, shaping the next phase of his career. It wasn't just about getting back into the spotlight, it was about proving that he was more than just a character on a TV show, more than just a forgotten face in a long-running ensemble cast. He was Jake Lockett, a force in his own right, and he was ready to show the world that he had only just begun. The social media buzz around his name had shifted, and now the industry was listening. His next chapter was about to unfold, not in the way anyone expected, but in the way only he could make it happen. And when the time came to reveal his next project, Jake Lockett would be ready.